Welcome back. In this segment, we're going to be talking about how to hit the ground running in January. People keep asking me, what do I see upcoming in the new year? And my answer is, I don't know. I don't have 2020 vision.
I'm literally writing it down. I'm writing it down. He told it to me at the break, and I am working on my dad jokes. So that's a good one. I don't have 2020 vision. Yeah. Although that's only going to work this year.
I know.
How long have you been waiting?
This is the last month that you can actually use that joke.
Wow.
Yeah. I got on CIR Live just in time.
So far, that's the joke of the decade.
But we're on fire.
All right. Okay, so we're done. Okay. Maybe not. We'll see.
All right. Having head of our professional development center in studio with us, it's the perfect guy to kind of kick this off. But real quick, some tips and tricks to get prepared for 2020.
Yeah. When I was thinking about this, obviously, and you said it, so many realtors hit the ground. So we got to slide up. Thank you, Addie. 6 things you should do over the holidays, prepare for 2020, with the goal being that you don't sleep in on January 2nd. You can sleep in on January 1st. That's fine. But on January 2nd, and you're like, okay, now I better start deciding what I'm going to do for the new year. It's like, get going right away. In fact, if you do that, you're going to have a big jump on the rest of the realtors who think that January 15th is a good time to start their business. And I promise you, clients get back into the swing of things as soon as kids go back to school. Right. So when is that this year? It's like January 6th?
January 6th for us.
Yeah. So January 6th, you better be in full swing by then, because the parents will be in full swing. The people buying houses will be in full swing. The market will start to uptick again on that. So I highly suggest that if you have 2 weeks here, 2.5 weeks, use that time very, very wisely to prepare your business. So here are the 6 things.
Well, even real quick before we get into that, there was one thing I seen online, and it's like, how many times have you said, I'm going to get started on this next week?
Yeah.
Like,
totally.
Just get started.
Yes.
Right? So that's the biggest thing, is just getting started on whatever you've got to do.
Yeah. And the other just overall concept in life is that, people always wait. It's like, well, I just don't feel like it right now. Well, the big secret of this is that action precedes motivation. Right. So if you take action, no one feels like cleaning out their garage, or as we're going to talk about, cleaning out your desk and your office space and things like that. But no one feels like doing that. But you start doing it, and all of a sudden the motivation comes. And then many times your body gets this innate sense they want to complete it. And you'll realize that, if you just start and say, I'm going to do 30 minutes, you see how it goes. 2 hours later, and you're still working away. Yeah. So it's good. Action precedes motivation. You don't have to wait for motivation to take action. Okay. Let's start with number 1. Clean and purge old stuff.
Don't tell my wife this.
You can imagine how some people's houses look. And if any of you are Marie Kondo fans, she did the life-changing art of tidying up. She's got a Netflix show on. But the whole point of her principle is that everything goes except for those things that you love. And it's a good philosophy, because people always ask, what am I going to throw away? Well, the default is that you throw away everything, except you only keep those things that you love. Right. And as a result, it makes it a lot better. But here's some ideas of some things that you should get rid of. Dead electronics. We all have those old stuff and the cords that hanging out, and we were like, oh, maybe I'll need this cord one day. It's like, you don't need the cord one day. Just toss it, okay? You don't need the cord. So old papers and files, you only need to keep back to 7 years. So do you have any files beyond 7 years? We just learned that CIR, we didn't learn, I knew it, but we're cleaning out our storage facility. We have our financial files back to 1983.
I've seen the storage lockers.
So it is booked in on January 14th, and everything's going, and we're shredding everything too.
Don't tell Carl.
Yeah, I know. Hopefully he's not watching. But yeah, back to 7 years. So we're going to bring things up to date there. Messy drawers. I always say you're allowed 1 junk drawer in the house. So
you're just listing off the items my wife has been bugging me to do.
Oh, really? So it's like everything should have a home, I believe. And I actually like the whole messy drawer thing. I have either 1 messy Tupperware container that I use in my office, or I have, and that's got a few cords in it and stuff. And but every year I purge it. Or one messy large Ziploc bag.
Yeah.
And that's what has like the one screwdriver you keep upstairs, the little small measuring tape you have in there. Yeah.
It's my messy drawer.
Yeah. The Scotch tape, it's like everyone, this is where you just throw stuff is in that drawer.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then obviously stuff that you never use. And now's the time to, if you got that broken printer, just get rid of it. If you got all that kind of stuff, but make it so that it's your workspace is a pleasant place to be. You shouldn't feel resistance going in there.
I was looking at my Google Drive the other day, and it's like your presentation from 2007. Like, probably not going to use it anymore, but
it's true. And you think you're like, oh, reference material is the worst because you're like, but what if I do? What if I do? Well, you don't. Like there's enough places, and always ask yourself, can I get this information elsewhere?
Yeah.
Can I find this again on the virtual office in a video or something like that? Just get rid of it. Like we're not going away. That stuff's not going away. Or on your computer, just create an archive file, call it archive, and dump everything in there. Some of you need to clean up your desktop too, on your computer screen. I've seen some people's desktops are out of control. Kirsten.
I would even add, Kirsten.
Kirsten, clean up your desktop.
I would add emails. Like that definition that you just relayed, unsubscribe. Like
absolutely.
I've been doing that a lot this year, trying to manage my emails and get that under control, but unsubscribe. If you can find it again at a later date, do it.
And people are always like, oh my gosh, like I just taught this financial course, we're actually referenced today, but people are like, where'd you get that? Like, can you send me that spreadsheet and stuff? And it's like, I Googled personal expenses spreadsheet. And the first, and I clicked on like the second result in, and that was it. So again, you have these items, the PowerPoint, the whatever you're holding on to for reference material. Like if you can Google it, get rid of it, like sincerely, and obviously recycle and things like that. But you'll have garbage bags of stuff.
Yes.
It's amazing how liberating this process is. I have this sort of attitude in my life where it's like travel light. Right. And that's a good thing in life altogether. Travel light in terms of drama in your life, travel light in terms of how much files you have in your filing cabinet.
I'm just picturing you walking to the airplane with your crib and your stroller and your car seat now. It's like,
don't talk to me. Don't even talk to me.
Travel light.
Oh my God. I know. We'll see. In all areas except for going to the airport with small children. So,
but they're better than an Nexus card. You skip all the lines with a baby.
Nice. Yeah. Nice. Okay. Number 2. So next thing you got to do, get clear on your personal and business expenditures. I know that we're going to have that course, Mastering Your Real Estate Finances course, posted up probably today or tomorrow on the virtual office. We got some supplementary material. Take a look at it. But you don't need to watch the course to just find out how much you're spending in your life.
Right.
Absolutely imperative. And, when you talk about, I want you to figure out how much you're spending personally on, your car, your mortgage, your children, things like that. And then also on your business. Yeah. And combine the two. And then figure out how much you need to be putting away for retirement. Right. Which is another big one.
It's funny. There's 3 main things that people tend to overspend on. I remember 2 of them.
All right.
Your vehicles.
Yep.
And your children, believe it or not. Because you always feel like your children need the best and you want to provide the best. And you have to take a look and where are you spending your money? Like, it's so important. It goes back to that saying we've seen. Gross profit is for gross.
Profit is for market share is for
market
kids.
Share is for kids. Net profit is for adults.
Yeah,
butchered that.
Is that the way you said it?
Something like that.
Yeah, market share is for kids, profits for adults.
Yeah,
and it is so true. Use this opportunity to get profitable in your business. And one of the things that we're talking about in our where the heck were we talking about it? We're talking about coming up here.
Yeah.
About utilizing some of the tools that we have available.
Yes.
Outstanding things that you have an opportunity to increase your income. Because 2 ways to increase profit. We talk about managing your finances and getting your expenses under control, but you got to up your income.
Yeah.
Like that's something else you got to be committed to doing, which is obviously a big part of this.
Right.
Cool. We talked about this, the huddle. Number 3 here is set goals. Determine now, where do you want to go in life? Where do you want to go in life? I realized that I put a logo on my slide and we already have a logo on there. Apologize for the overlaid logos. Anyways, my bad. So set goals. And we talked in the huddles about this concept of WHOOP goals. Now, you've heard of SMART goals and things like that, which I still appreciate. I think they're great. They should be specific, meaningful, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely, things like that. But this concept of WHOOP goals is very interesting because people tend to whitewash their goals. It's like, let's think of everything that can go right. Let's focus on the future and just say, wow, if everything goes exactly the plan, I want to get my income up to $280,000 this year. It's going to look like this. It's not going to look like that at all, in fact. And you might have some months that are banner months, some months that aren't, but you're going to face setbacks. And in this concept of WHOOP goals, WOOP, I think, Steve, you have it written down there. Let's go through it.
Making a wish, having an outcome, looking at the obstacles, and creating a plan.
And that's the big difference, is that second O there, the obstacle, is what is going to set you back? What is going to come up? Because you've all been here before. I'd love, if I had a room, I'd have a show of hands. How many people have set a goal before in their life that they didn't attain? And it's funny, and it's almost this depressing thing. we got some hands from behind the cameras. And one of these things that's so fascinating, there's that study beforehand that they said, 97% of, or the 3% of people that had clear written goals at Yale or York or whatever it was, they were worth more. So they did a study in this university. 3% of people that had clear written goals and a plan to achieve them were worth more than the other 97% of people combined 20 years later. But it was actually false. That didn't even happen.
Really?
Someone just made up that study.
Another fake stat?
Yeah, another fake stat. It just wasn't a real study. Setting goals doesn't suddenly mean that the law of attraction will kick in and give you the goals. You got to get your butt to work. And more importantly, you got to figure out what's going to get in your way. It's like, what happens when your plan was to work out every morning and your kid was up vomiting all night and now you're on 2 hours of sleep?
Right.
What's your plan? And that's that obstacle. It's like, what happens then? What's your plan? What happens if you're supposed to get your prospecting calls in, but your kid has to stay home from school and is at home? What's your plan? Right. And those are the obstacles that get in the way of our goals. So the big thing, you make a wish, you figure out what you'd like to achieve, what the ideal outcome looks like, your obstacle, and then you plan about how you're going to get around that. And that is very important. So don't think that things are going to go tickety-boo, because they won't. Think about the things that will go wrong and how you're going to respond. The Navy SEALs do this. It's one of their key traits, is by thinking about it from the what can go wrong standpoint. And you should be doing this in your business as well. And I promise you'll hit your goals more often.
Nice.
Steve, I'm going to leave number 4 to you because you've done such a great job of it.
4 is doing your business plan. Now, we've really worked hard to provide a template that will make business planning easy.
Really easy. Like, to take all the fancy stuff out of it. Let's just cut to the chase.
It boils down to, and we talk about it all the time in your training, but real estate is having a list of people and providing value to those people. If you don't have a list of people, you got to figure out how you're going to generate that list of people and then what you're going to do to provide the value. Under the what you need to know section of your virtual office, we have a really great business planning tool that will help calculate everything. So you just plug in your numbers and it just goes through the entire process with you to help set an end target for you throughout the year.
Perfect. And that what you need to know section, just for those of you that might not be familiar with it, on the bottom right-hand third of the virtual office, and also the business planning tool is about 2/3 of the way down. So you guys can see it there and use it, get it going. So have a look at that. And then number 5, I got a number of mine. Number 5, complete your marketing plan. Now that seems like it'd be part of the business plan, and it really is a piece of it. They're two sides of the same coin. But we want you to really think about, what are you doing today to generate business? I tell everybody, you need to spend 2 hours a day minimum. If you're new, 4 hours, 2 to 4 hours, you got nothing else to do, generating business. You're contacting your database, you're touching base with people, you're adding value, you're doing real home investment reviews. I'm pointing to the binder there. You are getting in front of people that way. You're practicing CMAs, you're setting up your social media campaigns, you're getting out there and visiting with people right now, setting up coffee appointments. That's what you're doing in that 2 hours. If you're a super busy realtor, it's 2 hours because you have to do it. You can't get busy serving your business. Oh, I can't do it today. I can't do my open house because I got showings. No good. Schedule your showings around it. That stuff happens. Inevitably, people do the business. or generate the business, and then they service the business, and their business generation activities die off.
Yeah.
And so does their income in the next 3 months.
It's funny when you take a look at the most productive agents in the industry, they never miss a meeting.
That's right. Yes. It's
and
true.
They have the most chaotic schedules out there, but they never miss a meeting. And when you get some newer agents, which to no fault of your own, there's a lot of learning curve and that kind of stuff. Newer agents or less productive agents, meetings get canceled, postponed. This came up, have to do this. And you have to hold yourself accountable and follow through.
Totally. And just to speak to that a little bit more, when we talk about getting clear on your business expenditures in our Mastering Your Finances course, when you start realizing how much you actually need to be putting away for retirement, how much you need to be doing, I said, let the panic monster come out. Like, you need to start panicking about that, which will get you off your rear end to start making changes to do that. And then turn that just into a sustained urgency.
Right.
And that's where it's like, you need to be touching base. You need to be doing income producing activities today, not waiting until tomorrow to do it. Just like you said, start now. And Steve, you guys, yourself, Kirsten, is working on some marketing stuff. Tell us about that.
Yeah. Kirsten and I should really limit the amount of time that we talk, because we always come up with these ideas, but this is actually a really cool one. We've gone through and broken down all of the flow activities that you can have through the opportunities with CIR. And
to talk about what flow activities are really quick, just in case there's non-ninjas watching.
What you would do to manage and maintain your relationships and provide value throughout the year, which ties really well into your marketing plan.
And what's cool about that, just to add to that, is let's say you get a web lead, let's say you get a sign call, let's say you get an open house lead, let's say you get, let's say it's your neighbor, let's say it's part of your circle of influence or not, just that list of people.
Yeah.
You want to get in flow with them where they're familiar, you're top of mind, and building that relationship where you know, like, and trust. So that's the goal, regardless of the lead source.
Right. Yeah, and having that plan to plug somebody into will help with your conversion ratios.
100%.
So it all ties into the business plan as well, but what we found, if you implement the flow activities from newsletters to the contests to the client appreciation parties to AdWorks, the social media campaigns.
Yep.
We found with 150 people, which is the average number of relationships somebody can manage, and 10 listings throughout the year, if you spend about $8,100
throughout the year
on your marketing campaigns, that would equate to over 60 value touch points to your clients, which the industry is saying it's gone from, it used to be once a month, then it went to twice a month, then it was at 36. The last I heard was about 50 contacts through the year. So we're doing 60 because you have to provide value and maintain the relationships.
Remember, this is things also like you do a social media post, posting up, and inviting people to do a contest. It's not just, hi, how you doing? 60 times.
Yeah.
Like, that's not the case.
No, you're providing value and something that is actually interesting content.
Which matters.
So $8,100 for your entire marketing budget to have over 60 value-added contacts to your database should, in theory, equate to 20 times the investment on that, which is incredible.
Yeah, and that's based off the research that the group has done. We've seen it as well, that if you're keeping in touch with about that 160 people, it's about $1,000 per person per year in terms of income to you. So for $8,100, $700 a month, you're talking about, and what is that? About $4 per client.
Yeah.
You're talking about some massive returns from that. And you also said that was the sort of the Cadillac version of the plan you're putting together. There's actually, we're looking at free tools as well. Yeah.
We're breaking it out so you have all the tools that are free to low cost. I mean, the newsletter's $4
$4 a month.
But we're breaking it out so you have your starter marketing package and then the Cadillac version, which, you have to invest into your business to generate more business.
Yeah.
So it was actually pretty cool to see those numbers come through.
So I'm about to put you in the hot seat. This is not I said, let's be careful about bringing this up because lots of people say, well, I'll just wait for them to come up with the plan. And it's like, no. You have to come up with your marketing plan.
Everything's already there.
That's it.
You don't have to wait. It's already there. We just made it a summary of it.
Perfect. When do you think that summary is going to be out? Do we know yet?
Well, there's a bit of a summary on the back of one of the last few pages of the business plan.
Okay.
So it's already there without the numbers.
Oh, that's right. Yes, it is. Yeah, that's right.
So we have the activities that you can do throughout the year. But we're hoping to have this finished by the end of December, call it.
Okay,
So,
cool. But that's right. I forgot that there is that page in the
Yeah.
business plan that goes through sample marketing activities.
and that's the cool thing. You don't have to wait. This is the stuff that we're already doing. It's nothing new.
Yeah.
It's just implementing. And I know that sometimes agents feel like we're promoting products for the sake of promoting products, but we don't talk about anything that we don't know, or that we don't talk about anything that we don't know that works for sure.
That's right. That's
So
right.
you just have to pick and choose what you want to use, and it all works. It doesn't work for everybody, but it all works.
Yeah, I totally agree. That's awesome. Okay, and then number 6 to wrap this up and finish it off is once you put together your plan, you simply buy or order whatever you need. So if you say again January 2nd and you purchase something, or it's a piece of software. Let's say you decide you're going to use BombBomb this year, and it takes you 2.5 weeks to figure out how to use it. Get going now so you can watch a few tutorials, or that item can ship and get brought to you, whatever it is.
Right.
Maybe you need a webcam to start doing a few things at home. I don't know, a light or something, but buy and order whatever you need so that you are ready to go when it comes. And that's very, very basic, but that's sort of the end of it all, is that once you know what you need, you can buy it. And I would even post up on Facebook, look at the marketplace. There's a lot of people that have a lot of those electronics again that they don't need, or other items. Buying used is obviously good for the environment and good for the pocketbook.
Right.
Cool. Well, thanks, Steve. Thanks for that. We will be right back talking about the weekly and showings report, how to use it to improve your business, right after we look at a few of the stats here.